Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cody. Today I'll be bringing you my round 25 NRL tips of 2022. We head into the final round of the 2022 season, as there are a lot of matches that can go either way this week. And last week I got 6 out of the 8 games correct. The only games I got incorrect was the Rabbitohs versus Cowboys. I tipped the Cowboys, the Rabbitohs won, and I tipped the Knights against the Titans, and the Titans won that game. But other than that, let's get into today's tipping video. The first game to kick off this round, which is the Thursday night game, is between the Parramatta Eels and the Melbourne Storm. The Parramatta Eels currently sit in 5th place, while the Melbourne Storm sit in 4th place. This will be a battle to see who will officially claim the 4th spot, while the losing team will take 5th place. Now, last week, the Parramatta Eels smashed the Brisbane Broncos 53 points to 6 in front of 40,000 plus fans at Suncorp Stadium, while the Melbourne Storm only just lost in an incredible contest against the Roosters 18 points to 14 down in Melbourne last week. The head-to-head between the Parramatta Eels and Melbourne Storm in recent times has been quite even, with both teams winning 5 each in their past 10 encounters, with Parramatta Eels winning the last 4 out of 5 on a 3-game winning streak. Now, who do I think will win this game? I think Melbourne will win this game, so I'm going to tip the Melbourne Storm to win by 6 points. This will be a great match regardless. It can go either way, but I see Melbourne winning by 6. Only because they'll be a bit furious after losing to the Roosters last week. While Parramatta, I won't be surprised if they win, but I think they'll be very close. So Melbourne by 6. Our first of 2 Friday night games kicks off between the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs and the Manly Sea Eagles. The Bulldogs currently sit in 12th place, while the Manly Sea Eagles sit in 11th place. Now, the Bulldogs are coming off a loss against the Sharks last week. They played very well despite scoring no points. It was only 16 points to 0. But I think the Bulldogs put in a decent effort against the Sharks, while the Manly Sea Eagles are coming off a heavy defeat for the second week in a row, this time against the Raiders down there at GIO Stadium, 48 points to 6. The Manly Sea Eagles have been dominating the Bulldogs in recent memory, winning 8 of their past 10 encounters, with the Bulldogs last win against Manly, which was at the same venue where they're playing this week, which is Accor Stadium, back in 2017, where Bulldogs won 30 points to 16 against Manly. This is also another game that can go either way, but I'll be tipping the Bulldogs to win this game. I'm going to say by 12 points. I think this will be a close game, and I know, Manly's been playing very terrible for the last couple of weeks, but I think this will be a closer game than people expect, so I'm going to go for the Bulldogs. The main game on the Friday night, which is between the Sydney Roosters and the South Sydney Rabbitohs, the biggest rivalry in the game, the team that I hate the most, the Roosters, our biggest rivals. Now, I will be attending this game as well, and there will be a vlog, so stay tuned for that. The Sydney Roosters currently sit in 6th place, while the Rabbitohs are in 7th place, so this is pretty much a battle to see whoever wins the game will get a homes final for the final series, which kicks off next week. The Roosters are coming off a hard battle against the Melbourne Storm down in Melbourne last week, winning 18 points to 14. It was a very hard-fought game, and Lizzie Collins is suspended at least for 4 games as of this recording, so pretty much his season will be done, with Hargraves and Radley only receiving fines, what I've heard at this stage. While with the Rabbitohs, they come off a good win against the Cowboys last week, down there at the Accor Stadium, which I was at as well. If you haven't checked out the vlog, make sure you go check it out. It was crazy. The head-to-head between the Roosters and the Rabbitohs have been quite even in their last 10 encounters, with Roosters winning 4 and the Rabbitohs winning 6, with Rabbitohs winning 4 of their last 5 on a 4-game winning streak. Now, this game is taking place at the brand new Allianz Stadium, or Sydney Football Stadium, which the last NRL game was between these two, which the Roosters won 12 points to 4 at a sold-out game back in 2018, and that was during the preliminary finals, where the Roosters would win the grand final that year. For this game, I will be tipping my team, the Rabbitohs, to win this game by 4 points only. This will be a great contest, first time back at Allianz Stadium since 2018. Roosters will be delighted to be back there, and this is the biggest rivalry in the game. And also the thing with the Rabbitohs moving to Allianz Stadium, the Roosters denying that. I don't know if that will be true or not. Doesn't matter, who cares? Just adds to the rivalry to the game. But I'll see the Rabbitohs winning by 4 points, and I'll be going to the game as well, so stay tuned. The first of 3 Saturday kicks off at 3 p.m, 5 p.m. New Zealand time, which is between the New Zealand Warriors and the Gold Coast Titans. The Warriors will be taking this game to New Zealand for the final time this season, welcoming the Titans back there for the first time since 2019. Now the Warriors currently sit in 14th place, coming off a big loss against the Panthers, 46 points to 12 at Bluebet Stadium last week, while the Gold Coast Titans are coming off a good win over the Newcastle Knights. It was only against the Knights. 36 points to 26 points up there at Cbus Super Stadium. The head-to-head in recent memory between the Warriors and the Titans have been quite even, with the Warriors winning 6 and the Titans winning 4, with the Warriors' last win against the Titans back in 2021 was 19 points to 6. Now this will be the first game for the Titans. They've been in New Zealand since 2019, which the last time they played there they lost, which was 26 points to 10, and the last win they had there was back in 2015 where they won 32 points to 28. Now for this game, I don't care who wins, honestly, because it's a spoon bowl game as it is a bottom 4 game. Just battling it out to see who gets 14th or something. But I will tip the Warriors to win by 8 points. Even though the Titans did win last week, because they're back in New Zealand, I think the Warriors will be too strong. I'm going to put in a decent effort against the Titans. So Warriors win by. Our second game on the Saturday is between the St George Illawarra Dragons and the Brisbane Broncos. The Dragons currently sit in 10th place, with Brisbane Broncos out of the 8 now, sitting in 9th place. If they win this game, they will go back in the top 8, but if Raiders win against the Tigers, then they will finish 9th this year. The Dragons managed to beat the Tigers in a grueling effort, 24 points to 22 against the West Tigers last week, while the Brisbane Broncos got slaughtered against the Parramatta Eels at Suncorp Stadium once again, this time 53 points to 6. That means they have conceded 113 points in the last 2 weeks. That's just awful. And I can probably see that happening again this week. The head-to-head between the Dragons and the Broncos has been quite even, with both teams winning 5 games each in their last 10 encounters, with the Dragons on a 5-game winning streak between 2018 and 2021, with the Brisbane Broncos picking up their most recent win earlier this year, 32 points to 18 up at Suncorp Stadium. Interesting stat here, the Brisbane Broncos have not won at Kogarah Oval since 1998 against the original Dragons, so they have never defeated the St George Illawarra Dragons at this venue in their 4 appearances. They've only got the 1 win in their last 5 down there since 1998. But for this game, I'll go for the Dragons to win by 16 points. The Broncos were just awful last week, and I can probably see them choking again, so they won't make the 8 this year. And Dragons played good last week against the Tigers despite a 2-point comeback. And so I'll see the Dragons to win by 16 points for this game. And the final Saturday game, which could be the game of the round, honestly, is between the North Queensland Cowboys and the Penrith Panthers up there at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. The Cowboys currently sit in 3rd place, with the Panthers declared as minor premiers last week in 1st place. The Cowboys come off a loss against the Rabbitohs last week, 20 points to 10, which I was at that game. A lot of calls went against them, and they were very furious about it, which I'm not surprised after looking at the replays. A couple calls should have gone their way, honestly, but I was having too much fun, so I didn't see it. While the Panthers come off a big win against the Warriors, 46 points to 12. Not a surprise there, honestly, as the Panthers have been pretty much the best team this year. The head-to-head between the Cowboys and Panthers have been quite even, with the Panthers winning 6 and the Cowboys winning 4, with the Panthers winning 4 of their last 5. Now, this will be the second meeting between the two at this venue, with the Panthers winning the first game, 32 points to 12 back in 2020. Now, this is a tough game to pick, as both clubs will rest their players, as the finals will happen next week. But for this game, I will tip the Cowboys to win by 6 points after last week's loss to the Rabbitohs. I think they'll be ready to bring on the Panthers, as a lot of calls went their way went against them. Sorry. And Panthers are resting some of their players, which they'll be pretty much a reserve grade game. So Cowboys to win by 6 points. Our first two are Sunday games, with the first one kicking off at 2 o'clock, is between the Newcastle Knights and the Cronulla Sharks. The Newcastle Knights come off a loss against the Titans last week, 36 points to 26 at Cbus Super Stadium, while the Cronulla Sharks are coming off a not convincing win over the Bulldogs at Shark Park, 16 points to nil last week as well. The head-to-head between the Knights and Sharks has been quite even in their last 10 encounters, with the Sharks winning 6 and the Knights winning 4. The Sharks' last win against the Knights up in Newcastle was back in 2018, where they won 48 points to 10. Now for this game, I see the Sharks winning by 26 points. They will smash the Knights. They've been playing very well this year, Sharks. They've got secured a home's final regardless, unless they decide to drop this game against the Knights. Knights have been terrible this year. They deserve to be around the bottom 4 this year. So I see the Sharks winning by 26 points. The final game of the regular season and the Sunday game is between the West Tigers and the Raiders. The Tigers currently sit in last place, as they've declared the Wooden Spoons for this year, while the Raiders currently sit in the top 8. In 8th place. If they beat the Tigers this game, they will officially finish in the top 8. In their last 10 encounters, the Raiders have slaughtered the Tigers, winning 8 of their past 10 encounters, with the last win for the Tigers over the Raiders was back in 2018, where the Tigers won 22 points to 20 down there in Canberra. This is the first time that both of these clubs have played at Leichhardt Oval since 2016, with the Raiders winning that game 52 points to 10, and the Raiders have only played there 5 times against the West Tigers, winning 3 out of the 5 encounters they've played there. But for this game, I will go for the Raiders to win by 30 points. I don't care. Screw the Tigers. They deserve the spoon this year, even though they put a good effort against the Dragons last week. So I'll see the Raiders winning by 30 points, and they will make the top 8 this year. And that, everyone, will come towards the end of my tipping video. Good luck with your tipping this week. I will be attending the Roosters vs Rabbitohs game this Friday. So, and there'll be a vlog for as well. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.